Hi, it's Frank from Frank About Yoga, and I'd like to welcome you to this first video in the High on Air breathing series. And in this video series, we will explain the techniques that we will use in our live breathing sessions. And the first technique is conscious breathing. Now, conscious breathing is super simple and super profound. Why is it simple? Because all you do is simply observing the breath without interfering. It's super profound because this is really difficult. Because as soon as our mind is not focused on an external task, it goes into the default mode network. And by going beyond the default mode network, we're actually training our brain. We're also allowing ourselves to get present. And aside from that, being aware of the breath also allows us to experience our emotions more, to change our emotions, and to optimize our life. Now let's have a look at how breath awareness trains the brain. So basically, it's increasing the connectivity and the coherence between areas of the brain that are opposite to the default mode network. So in default mode, we recreate the past. When we're present, we create the future and we create the present moment based upon our highest norms, our values, our decisions, what we truly want. Whereas when we're in default mode, so on autopilot, we're just repeating what we've once worked for us. You get increased connectivity in the front of the brain, the memory part of the brain, and the part of the brain where you focus your attention to. So that's super interesting. There's much more to tell about this, but maybe later on. Another thing is that it allows you to experience your emotions consciously. Maybe you notice each emotion has its own breathing pattern to it. Anger is very high up in the chest and rapid and short breaths. Grief is erratic, you know them. And I think we've all become very good at suppressing our emotions, especially grief, by controlling the breath. I think of it when you don't want to cry, you just breathe in very deeply, very low into your belly a couple of times, and then it's over. And that's because this low abdominal breathing is super relaxing for the body. It's what your body does when it is already feeling in a super relaxed state. And so it also has a strong effect on the autonomic nervous system. And you can either put your body into more stress or more relaxation with the breath. Now, being aware of the breath also allows you to observe whether you are suppressing your emotions and in which emotional state you are. Changing your breathing pattern is for future, but that allows you to induce a certain emotional state of your desire. Now, how can you use this to optimize your life? I just mentioned, you can change your breathing pattern to change your emotional state. You can notice whether or not you are suppressing your emotions and connected to your emotions. And it also leads to much more control over your brain. So you're not constantly going from thought to thought to thought to thought, but you can direction, like you can steer your thoughts. Yeah. And then how so I have to look away for clicking. But it allows us to become more present, to get us into the moment and to create a new future instead of recreating the past. Unconscious breathing is the brain on autopilot. It's us living from our default mode network. Conscious breathing is the escape, and it's always there. It's for free. You only have to learn once, and you can use it your entire life. So let's do like a couple conscious breaths together, maybe closing the eyes and noticing the flow of air that is touching the nostrils as it is entering your nostrils. And noticing the flow of air that is leaving your nostrils. Feeling how the air is going in and feeling how the air is going out. Not manipulating anything, simply observing the air that is touching the hair in your nostrils. Noticing the inhalation, noticing the exhalation, and being super interested in the moment in between, feeling instead of judging, noticing and observing instead of thinking, and allowing each conscious breath to take your awareness more and more within. Feeling the air touching your nostrils on the inhalation, feeling the air being slightly warmer on the exhalation. And each time you notice your mind has drifted off, you are actually purely focused. At these moments, you simply bring your attention back to the inhalation and the exhalation. And maybe you want to observe how the air is touching your nostrils. Maybe you want to observe the feeling that this gives at the top of your mouth. Or in the back of your throat. Maybe you want to feel your belly rising and falling. Or maybe you can tune into the flow of air that is going through the bronchia, so the tube between your throat and your lungs. Maybe you can follow it all the way in via your nostrils, the nose, the back of the throat, top of the mouth, the throat, the lungs and the belly. And then exhaling, feeling the air leaving the belly, the lungs, the throat, the back of the throat, the top of your mouth and the nostrils. Simply noticing and observing the breath. And staying here for as long as you'd like. Knowing that it takes just a couple breaths to take your awareness back into the present moment. Now I hope you feel a little bit more relaxed and present. And yeah, you can always do this whenever, wherever you are. This is the beginning of the High on Air breathing series. In the next video, we will explore diaphragmatic breathing, yogic breathing. And after that, we will go for Kapalabhati, alternate nostril breathing, and many more more advanced techniques, Pranayama, the yogic art of breathing. And I hope to see you in the next video. And if you enjoyed this one, please like and subscribe. Namaste.